Do you find yourself struggling to get out of bed in the morning? Feeling like your joints are cemented together? Does that first step feel like walking on glass? Or maybe you just can't move as freely as you used to. It's a frustrating reality that many of us face as the years go by. That stiffness, that ache, that feeling of not being able to just move when you want to. It can really put a damper on everyday life. Simple things like reaching for something high up, bending down to tie your shoes, or even just going for a walk can become a challenge. You might have tried different things, maybe creams, maybe stretches, maybe even wondered if this is just something you have to live with now. It's easy to feel like your body is letting you down. But what if I told you there's something surprisingly simple? Something you can find right in your grocery store that could make a real difference. Something that tackles the root cause of that stiffness. It's not a magic pill, but it's close when it comes to soothing those achy joints. We're going to dive deep into something that can help you reclaim some of that freedom of movement. In this video, we'll explore how tackling inflammation through what you eat can be incredibly powerful, focusing especially on one particular food that stands out from the rest. You might be surprised by how effective it can be. So stick around and watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you. Let's talk about why our joints start feeling that way in the first place. Often, it comes down to inflammation. Think of inflammation like a fire in your body. Sometimes it's a good fire, like when you twist your ankle and it swells up. That inflammation is bringing in the repair crew. But sometimes, this fire just keeps smoldering, especially in our joints. Over time, this chronic, low-grade inflammation can start to wear away at the cartilage, irritate the joint lining, and just make everything feel stiff, swollen, and painful. It's like the joint is constantly irritated and unhappy. And this isn't just about age. While wear and tear play a role, chronic inflammation really fuels the fire of conditions like osteoarthritis, and even contributes to the pain in rheumatoid arthritis. Many things can contribute to this chronic inflammation. Things we eat, stress, not moving enough, poor sleep. It's a complex picture. And while there are many ways to try and put out this inflammatory fire, what we put into our bodies is one of the most direct and powerful tools we have. We often hear about avoiding processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats because they feed this inflammatory fire. And that's absolutely true. Cutting back on those things is like taking the fuel away from the flames. But what about adding things in that act like water? Or even a fire extinguisher? That's where certain foods come in. For generations, people have used foods and herbs for their healing properties. And modern science is now catching up, confirming that yes, what you eat can profoundly impact inflammation levels in your body. We're talking about foods packed with compounds like antioxidants, which help protect your cells from damage, and specific types of fats that actively work to reduce inflammation. There are many foods that have anti-inflammatory properties: colorful fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, olive oil, certain spices like ginger and turmeric. All of these play a valuable role in a diet aimed at reducing inflammation throughout the body. Adding a variety of these to your meals is like building a general defense against the inflammatory fire. But there is one type of food, or more accurately, a group of foods providing a specific nutrient that stands out for its potent ability to target inflammation, particularly the kind that affects our joints. And many people report feeling a noticeable difference relatively quickly once they start incorporating enough of it into their diet. It's not something exotic or hard to find, but it is something that many of us in the Western world simply don't get enough of. It's not a miracle cure for underlying conditions, but it can significantly dampen the symptoms and make daily life much more comfortable. Think of it as giving your body the specific tools it needs to calm down that joint irritation. This is where we shift from just generally eating healthy to actively using food as medicine to target a specific problem like joint stiffness. And while many foods offer anti-inflammatory benefits, the one we're focusing on has a unique profile that makes it exceptionally effective for soothing those aching, stiff joints. It's a powerful ally in helping you move more freely and comfortably, letting you get back to doing the things you love without that constant nagging discomfort. So, Let's talk about this powerful food source that many people find so effective for joint stiffness. It's something that comes from the sea, and it's absolutely packed with a specific type of fat that is a genuine powerhouse against inflammation. We're talking about oily fish. Things like salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies, and herring. These fish are incredibly rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA eicosapentaenoic acid and DHA docosahexaenoic acid. Now, you don't need to remember those names, but you do need to know what they do. These aren't just any fats. They are special fats that your body uses to create compounds that actually reduce inflammation. It's like they tell your body's inflammatory response to quiet down. While other foods like flax seeds or walnuts contain a different type of omega-3 ALA, your body has to convert it into EPA and DHA, and it's not always very efficient at that process. Getting EPA and DHA directly from oily fish is much more effective for reaping those anti-inflammatory benefits, especially for joint pain and stiffness. When you consume enough of these omega-3s, they start to work at a cellular level, interfering with the pathways that create inflammatory chemicals in your body. They essentially help to rebalance your body's inflammatory response, shifting it away from a pro-inflammatory state towards a more anti-inflammatory one. This can have a direct impact on the swelling, pain, and stiffness you feel in your joints. People often report feeling less morning stiffness, improved range of motion, and just a general reduction in that achy feeling after consistently incorporating oily fish into their diet. How much is enough? Well, most health organizations recommend aiming for at least 2 portions of oily fish per week. A portion is usually considered around 100–150 grams, about 3 to 5 ounces. Getting this amount regularly provides a steady supply of those crucial EPA and DHA omega-3s to help keep inflammation in check. What does that look like in practice? It could be salmon for dinner twice a week, or adding sardines to a salad, or even having mackerel on toast for lunch. There are so many delicious ways to enjoy oily fish. If you're not a big fan of fish, or find it difficult to eat that much consistently, a high-quality omega-3 supplement derived from fish oil can be a good alternative. Look for supplements that specify the amounts of EPA and DHA they contain, and aim for a combined dose of around 1,000–2,000 micromolars of EPA and DHA per day for therapeutic effects on inflammation. It's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you're taking blood-thinning medications, as omega-3s can have a mild effect on blood clotting. But the power of getting these specific fats from oily fish is significant. It's not just about adding a healthy food. It's about adding a food that contains a potent natural anti-inflammatory agent that directly targets the kind of inflammation causing your joint stiffness. It's a simple dietary change that can have a profound impact on how you feel and move every single day. It's something tangible you can do to proactively manage that joint discomfort and improve your quality of life. Making oily fish a regular part of your eating plan is one of the most effective dietary strategies for melting away that stiffness. Incorporating oily fish into your routine doesn't have to be complicated. You can bake, grill, or pan-fry salmon or mackerel. Sardines and anchovies come in cans and are perfect for adding to salads, pasta sauces, or just eating straight up. Try them mashed on toast with a little lemon. Surprisingly good. Herring is also often available pickled or smoked. The key is consistency. Aim for those 2 portions a week. If you forget one week, don't beat yourself up. Just get back on track the next. It's about progress, not perfection. And while we're talking about oily fish being the star, remember that it works even better as part of an overall anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Think of it this way: the oily fish is a powerful fire extinguisher. But maintaining a generally healthy diet that limits inflammatory triggers like excessive sugar and processed foods is like removing kindling from the fire. They work together. So, alongside enjoying your salmon, continue to load up on those colorful fruits and vegetables. Include other sources of healthy fats like olive oil and avocados. And maybe explore spices like turmeric and ginger, which also have anti-inflammatory properties. Hydration is also incredibly important for joint health. Cartilage is made up of a lot of water, and staying well hydrated helps keep it supple and healthy. Aim for plenty of water throughout the day. Gentle movement is also a crucial piece of the puzzle. While stiffness might make you feel like you don't want to move, gentle exercise like walking, swimming, or cycling can actually help lubricate your joints and strengthen the muscles that support them, which can further reduce stiffness and pain. It might seem counterintuitive, but movement is medicine for your joints. Start small if you need to. Even just a few minutes of gentle stretching or a short walk can make a difference. Combining the power of oily fish with simple habits like staying hydrated and moving gently is a truly holistic approach to tackling joint stiffness. It's not just relying on one thing. It's creating an environment in your body that promotes joint health and reduces inflammation from multiple angles. With the omega-3s from oily fish playing that leading, targeted role, many people find that within a few weeks or months of consistently increasing their omega-3 intake from fish, they notice a real improvement in how their joints feel. Less stiffness, less pain, more freedom to move. It's a simple, natural strategy rooted in good nutrition that can make a significant difference in your daily comfort and mobility. Remember, you have the power to influence how your body feels through the choices you make every day. And choosing to regularly include this amazing food source is one of the most impactful steps you can take towards melting away that stubborn joint stiffness and living a more active, comfortable life. It's about empowering yourself with the right tools. And delicious oily fish is definitely one of the best tools in the anti-inflammatory toolbox for joint health. So, we've talked about the persistent problem of joint stiffness and how chronic inflammation is often at the heart of it. We've explored how using food as medicine can be incredibly powerful. And we've put the spotlight firmly on oily fish and its incredible richness in EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids, those potent anti-inflammatory agents that specifically target joint inflammation. We covered how just 2 portions a week can make a real difference, providing your body with the building blocks it needs to quiet down that inflammatory fire causing the stiffness. We talked about delicious ways to include fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines in your meals, and how a quality fish oil supplement can be an option if eating fish regularly is a challenge. We also touched on how this works best as part of a supportive lifestyle, complementing your omega-3 intake with other anti-inflammatory foods, like colorful vegetables and healthy fats, staying well hydrated, and incorporating gentle movement into your routine. It's not about finding a miracle cure overnight. It's about making sustainable, positive changes that add up over time. The consistent intake of those powerful omega-3s from oily fish really is the key dietary intervention here for directly addressing joint inflammation and the resulting stiffness. Think of it as giving your joints the specific nourishment they need to calm down and move more smoothly. Remember, small changes truly can make a big difference to your health and happiness, especially when it comes to feeling comfortable and mobile in your own body. You don't have to accept debilitating stiffness as an inevitable part of aging. By focusing on simple, science-backed dietary strategies like increasing your intake of oily fish, you can take proactive steps to manage your joint health and improve your quality of life. I hope this has given you some practical ideas and renewed hope. Have you tried increasing your omega-3 intake from fish or supplements? What changes have you noticed in your joint stiffness? I'd love to hear your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Sharing your journey might just inspire someone else. If you found this video helpful and encouraging, please give it a thumbs up. That tells us we're providing valuable information. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We share lots of tips and information designed to help you live your healthiest, happiest life at every age. Don't let joint stiffness hold you back from enjoying your activities and staying active. Empower yourself with knowledge and make these simple, positive changes. Live your best life at every age.